This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Stick around until the end of the video to learn more about a special deal they're making available to viewers of my channel. Hey there guys, so today I want to talk to you about something that's probably a bit overdue, and that is doing daily reps of a given exercise, spamming a particular exercise for high repetitions every single day, or at least a lot of days of the week. This is a method that's been extremely effective for me in building muscle and strength really quickly, in transforming my physique, and I've seen it work for a lot of other people, but it's also something that no one really talks about, despite how, intuitively sensible it is. I think we overthink these things, we talk ourselves out of it, when actually if you do it right, this can be a really strategic addition to your training, and it's actually a very good idea for a lot of people. Excuse me, by the way, if I sound a little bit like I'm dying. I did that thing where I do a workout way too soon after I've eaten, and now I'm having some kind of minor attack. Let me know in the comments if that's ever happened to you. So basically, the idea behind doing daily reps, like I say, is to pick an exercise, something that you can do for higher repetitions, and we'll talk about why this is in a moment, and then you just do it every single day. And now the first thing I want to say is it doesn't have to be every single day. That's not really the point. That's just an arbitrary suggestion. It's just a way to communicate that it needs to be really frequently. So it could be that you do this every single workout. It could be that you do it every single other day. It could be that you do it 5 days a week. And these are the strategies that I've personally used. I started my fitness journey by doing high repetition push-ups every single day or every other day. And then recently I wanted to grow my biceps. So I was doing my goblet curls that you guys know I like so much. I've been doing them at the end of every single workout, and my biceps have grown significantly. Lots of people have commented, and because it even has a little bit of trap activation, people have actually commented it's made my neck look thicker, my traps look bigger. So yeah, this strategy works, but you've got to do it correctly. To be clear, I'm talking about choosing 1 or 2 exercises that target the areas you want to focus on, and then doing high reps of those every single day or nearly every single day, either as part of your main workout or on the side. It should take 5-10 minutes maximum. I don't recommend doing the entire workout every day, but with that said, if you're looking for something very basic and you just pick a few of these exercises to get started with, then that protocol could work every day, as long as you build up the necessary capacity first. Maybe start every 2 days and then build up from there. I was motivated to make this video actually by another fitness channel called Sober Fitness, which I just happened upon. He calls them fitness dailies. He does a very similar thing. He'll take an exercise and he seems to do it for time, and he just pumps out however much for however long. Or I think he does something like 100 repetitions of curls, something like that. He says he just doesn't put it down until he's done that. It's basically a very similar concept. And his physique is far more of a testament to how well this can work than mine is. He looks absolutely jacked and shredded. And like I said, I've seen this work for a lot of other people too, which is why I thought I should probably talk about it, because I've been talking about how good high repetition bodyweight movement is, but I haven't really gone into detail on the fact that it's doing it with high frequency and volume that also makes it so effective. And that's where my approach is a little bit different, because I pick my workouts, I pick my exercises quite selectively, because I think there's a specific type of exercise that works here. Specifically, if you're going to be trying this, I think you should do something that you can do that's closed chain. So that means there's no stability element. You're not going to be balancing. You're not going to risk injuring yourself if you fail. Things like dips, push-ups, pull-ups, things where you're locked in place at least on one end, so you're not wobbling around all over the place. High stability exercises. Body weight is best. And I also think you should be doing this, like I say, high repetition, rapid cadence, short range of motion, ideally concentric only. Concentric only, for those that don't know, or at least highly concentric dominant. Concentric only, for those that don't know, means that you're shortening the muscle, so curling a bicep curl or pushing yourself up on a dip bar, but then the lengthening, there's not going to be much resistance. So after you've curled the bicep, you just let the weight drop back down. After you've done your dip, you just drop your body back down. You're just controlling it enough so you're not jolting at the bottom, not hurting yourself. With a squat, you let gravity do its work. We all know that the eccentric portion of a movement is very important. It creates a lot of muscle damage. When you're lengthening the muscle, it's tearing those muscle fibers, and muscle damage is a contributor to muscle growth. It is, I won't hear it. You don't need all 3 all the time, but it definitely contributes to muscle growth and muscle strength. But so too do mechanical tension, so too does metabolic stress, all in different ways, and they all work together in this kind of nice intermingling way. Problem with muscle damage is this is also what creates the most fatigue, the most DOMS, that's delayed onset muscle soreness, the next day. It's what makes it harder for you then to train the subsequent day. Likewise, doing very heavy weights, very high mechanical tension, means that you're going to be really taxing the nervous system. If you're doing very heavy squats, if you're doing very heavy bench press, you cannot do that every single day because the sheer amount of weight means you're working so hard, you need to recover. But with the high rep bodyweight stuff, because there's a low amount of muscle damage and because you're not lifting heavy weights, there's no stability challenge, you can do this the next day and still feel relatively fresh. The great thing about this is you can take it all the way to failure, you can feel a massive pump, a massive burn, creating a fantastic stimulus for growth, and then you can train again the next day and build up these fantastic results over time, these cumulative benefits. Some of the other exercises I do for this are I do the squat walking. I find it a lot more interesting and fun than just doing, squats on the spot, air squats. You're going to build up a massive burn if you do this for about a minute. I also do bodyweight rows, but I've taken to bending my legs to make the rows easier so that I can do them with that more rapid cadence, so that I can do them for the higher rep ranges. As many of you know, I've even taken to just doing high repetition calf raises whilst I'm brushing my teeth. 100 calf raises on each leg. It's like a really easy way to squeeze that into my day, and my calves very quickly grew as a result of that. So yeah, there's loads of ways to incorporate this kind of protocol. And the great thing about all this is it doesn't take long at all. If you're just going to do 3 sets of 30 reps of dips or of curls, it's going to take you 5 minutes with a decent rest time, maybe less than that. And if that's all you do, you're still going to see gains in that area. Or you can bolt it on top of your regular training, or you can do a few of these and make that your whole workout every single day. Whatever the case, it fits into a routine really nice and easily. You don't have to just do this. I'm just saying this is an effective way to incorporate daily repetitions of something. Now, what some people are going to say is because there's no eccentric portion, there's no full range of motion, there's no heavy weight, you're not getting all the benefits you need. You're not going to stimulate strength gains and muscle gains in the same way. But I've lately been more and more about doing what's efficient and quick and not what's optimal. Sure, there is an optimal way to build muscle. If you measure every tiny little thing you can, if you optimize your recovery, if you build these perfect programs, but real life isn't perfect. And for most people, this is going to be more than adequate to build a lot of muscle very quickly. It's certainly true then that this isn't the optimal way to build maximum strength. It's not going to be enough for everybody to get everything they need. I'm all about things like moving in the rotational plane, strengthening the tendons. But I would wager that for a lot of people, this is going to be more than adequate for building the strength they need and the muscle size they need. Your muscles will swell really quickly doing this. I highly recommend you try it for a couple of months and see for yourself. At the same time, you are going to build strength because no matter what somebody tells you, if you can do 30 dips, you're going to be pretty strong. And that's going to translate to a bigger bench press, better performance in wrestling, in sports, in hand balancing, whatever it is you want to do. You're going to build a more than decent amount of strength. And if you're someone who's been, options paralysis, if you've been frozen by the sheer number of different metrics you need to be measuring and thinking about, then by just doing this really simple protocol and getting results quickly, that's going to be more than enough. And then you can think about optimizing. Again, anticipating the objections, I know some people will be asking whether this is going to cause any repetitive strain injury or imbalance. To that, I just say, does cycling to work every day break your knees? Does typing at work break your hands? We do not have a set number of uses for a given joint. What can happen though is that you can do too much too soon. The solution to that being simply to listen to your body and take it slow. It's also possible to create imbalances if you train some aspects more than others, but that just comes down to good programming and fixing any issues as they arise. I'm kind of coming at this from the perspective of perhaps someone new to training, saying this is a great way to get started, to get really good gains, that you can build a really good physique without worrying about looking like a pro bodybuilder yet. This is going to just get you going, and you're probably going to get all the muscle that you need, to be honest. But even if you are someone who's more experienced with training, who's been doing this for a long time, these daily reps is just a really good way to break through plateaus, to build more strength endurance, like I say. Also greases the groove. I didn't even touch on that. It's great for just learning better technique on a certain movement. So yeah, you can use it really strategically in a whole bunch of ways. And for me, I just use it as a way to maintain what I've got whilst I also work on my other skills and things. But for me, the real benefit of this kind of training is that I then have enough time and energy to add on top of this the things that I really want to be doing, like the skills training for the hand balancing and for the martial arts, like the mobility work, which is actually far more important for me personally for, reducing back pain and being able to kick high and, get my hands overhead to do the handstand push-ups, all that good stuff. Another criticism some people are going to level at this is that it's going to be building, more endurance than strength. You're going to be swelling the muscle, but you're not going to be building, thicker muscle fibers that are going to stick around for longer and be stronger. Well, my answer to that is that actually this isn't entirely a bad thing. The great thing for me, one of the great things for me about high rep bodyweight training done with high frequency is that it's also getting in my cardio. It's also burning lots of calories so that I'm getting this nice in between, this good balance of strength and endurance that is what you use in sports, is what you use in life. And it means I don't need to worry too much if I don't have time to go for a long run, etc. Now, the body doesn't have adaptations that are just for aesthetics. The reason your muscles get pumped when you use this kind of training is because you're building strength, endurance, and that's actually really important for, like I say, so much stuff. And you're going to be getting more strength, like I say, enough strength for a lot of people who aren't interested in becoming, competitive bodybuilders, competitive powerlifters.
Basically, every time you're doing this, you're spiking protein synthesis in that muscle particularly. You're increasing blood supply, which also brings more nutrients to the muscle. You're going to be increasing blood supply permanently over time thanks to vascularization, angiogenesis. Basically, you're sending this powerful signal to your body that you need this to grow because you use it all the time.
I made a video on high rep training and why it's so effective for building strength in spite of what you might intuitively think. So check that out if you want to see more about the science of how this works, etc. In fact, I've made a couple of videos on the different aspects of it. So yeah, for all these reasons, I think more people should try doing daily reps of some exercises. If all you do is high repetition goblet curls and high repetition dips, 3 sets of 10, 20, 30, however many you can do to failure every single day, it's going to take you 10, 15 minutes. And I promise you're going to start to see some gains in your physique. And that's going to give you the motivation to then, build up on top of that as well. I think it's a highly effective method. I've seen it work for countless people. And I think people are just starting to talk about it. So yeah, give it a shot yourself and let me know what you think. If you like the idea of high repetition training and manipulating the body in this way to get the most out of it, you might also like my ebook and training program, Super Functional Training 2.0. This is a similar concept, but it uses drop sets to incorporate more difficult high-level calisthenics movements and a few weighted ones in order to build strength at the top of the ladder and then endurance at the bottom, and to kind of cover every single aspect. There's over 2 hours of instructional video, 80+ page ebook. I'll put that in the link in the description down below. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this one, and bye for now. By the way, guys, this video was sponsored by Squarespace. So for those of you who don't know, Squarespace is a website building platform that makes it extremely easy for anyone to get a website up and running in a matter of minutes. To get started, you can either choose from one of their beautiful templates and then customize it to your heart's content, or you can use their AI tools to have something custom bespoke made for you. From there, you can then add as many different features and plugins as you could possibly want to get everything you need out of your website, whether you're a small independent creator or whether you're a massive corporation. You can do everything from e-commerce, selling products online. You can sell a service online with their appointment scheduling services. You can start a community with their integrated commenting system with threaded comments, replies, and likes. You've got all the analytics you can need. You can get your website to the top of Google with their search engine optimization tools. All of this makes Squarespace as powerful as you need it to be, which is why it powers some of the biggest brands on the web. If you want to learn more, then go to squarespace.com. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/pioneer to get 10% off your first domain or website. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Thanks to you guys. And bye for now again.